What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stock. Today is May the 2nd. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, initial jobless claims just came out better than anticipated. So 208 versus the forecast of 212. So the market's taking that as a very nice positive. So the futures are green. So NASDAQ up 1.05, S&P, everything seems to be a-okay. Despite you do see the fear and greed index at 35, so people's appetite for risk isn't necessarily there, and I think this is why leading up to today, just big money wasn't really getting into the market. Even though there was a lot of volume, I think a lot of people were just waiting to hear from Powell just to see exactly what he was going to forecast. So aside from all that fun stuff, let's get right to it. SOFI so far is up, very nice and green, 1.59%. But that is based off of no SEC filings, no press releases, so it is just merely piggybacking off of the broader market. Shorts have been really doubling down with SOFI, so you do see 20.25% of the free float being shorted, and over this last little bit, shorts have been doubling the hell down. So yesterday they increased quite a lot. But one point to really watch for today, which so far it seems to be running up to at least pre-market, is this 711. So you'll definitely want to watch for it to get above that. If not, then it might retrace back to obviously yesterday's kind of mid-level, so around the 790, or sorry, 690. I don't know why I'm saying 790, but so yeah, there might be a pullback. I did end up selling some covered calls yesterday when it did have its spike, because I saw that spike wasn't really being bought, if that makes sense, by large institutions. So that's obviously one reason why it actually did go down in the end. But still though, I feel like SOFI, as long as I can get over this pivot point, then it should be good in the short term, but it definitely does need to get more institutions backing it, because we've seen a lot of volatility over this last little bit, and that is merely because there's no institutions really supporting it. So it's kind of an interesting stock, so let me know your thoughts on that. Moving on, NIO. So NIO is absolutely epic. No actual news today, no SEC filings, rather just amazing momentum from its technicals. It did come out with a piece of news yesterday, so it came out with their April numbers, and they were kick ass. So NIO, I think, is finally getting the attention it long deserves from institutions, because it has been as well at the same time somewhat heavily shorted. So 13.77% of the free float is being shorted. That works out to be 187.75 million shares. Right now, with it at $5.60, it is above this R3. So in essence, considered very overbought, and plus outside the boiling band. So not necessarily the best. So the first sign of weakness, you will see a pullback, but regardless, NIO's technicals are pointing to for it to be above at least $6 in the short term. So something to keep in mind. I think a lot of people are FOMOing, but if it does retrace, just watch for these support levels right here. So it might flirt with this 555 throughout the day. Moving on, so FSLY. So they did come out with their earnings yesterday. In case you don't know what they do, this is it. So you can always pause it. Out of San Fran. It is somewhat heavily shorted. So 8.35% of the free float is being shorted, but yeah, their earnings were kind of horrific a little bit, but down 35.89% at $8.29. It is between this S2 and this S1, so just watch for 660 to be the next strong support, and I don't really anticipate that being touched. Vice versa, $10.45. I would rather, especially with the market optimism that's underway right now, this S1 might be potentially touched, so this could be a good swing trade. But keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys do your own due diligence. Moving on, Peloton. So they have been beaten the hell down. So over the last 1 year, down 64.5%. But they did put out this news this morning. So they are announcing cost reduction efforts. So they are laying off, I think it was 15% of their staff. Their CEO left. So Mark has taken that somewhat as a positive. If I was to possibly do a trade. I think that this would be overdone and it might be a good shorting opportunity. And yeah, so that's just my own opinion, of course, but 15.47% of the free float is being shorted. And if you are looking at trading it with it at $3.56, it is above this pivot point right here. So 346, you'll really want to watch for that to hold, vice versa 402. But like I said, I think their balance sheet is just way too far gone. The market's going to realize that halfway throughout the day, and it is going to pull down. Probably once it flirts with this pivot point for a little bit, then it might drop to kind of, I don't know, a little bit higher than where it was. But again, I don't really see much future for Peloton. And then finally, Stellantis is down 4.36%. I don't see any news, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. They did put out some news yesterday, but generally that was fairly good. They did do, I think, one of their tranches for their buyback. But aside from that though, if you are looking at trading Stellantis with it at $21.52, it is traded between this S2 and this S1. So $21.82 is going to be that next strong target, which most likely once the market does open, it'll kind of revert back to, at least flirting with. And then $20.30 will be that next strong support, which I don't really feel it would be justified for it to touch. So let me know your thoughts. Like I said, or what I do every video, daily top stock picks. So that is done by AI. So let's see what they say. So Carvana long, they are like crazy. I think they're up 40 something percent, if not more. So it goes over a explanation and a reason. Mullen, it does say as a long right here, and then NIO as a long right here. And then symbol ING, so that is number 4. So that does say it's a long, and then EBS as a short. And so once again, you can always pause it and go through exactly the explanations on why they say it is a buy or a sell. So I'll zoom in, that way you guys can kind of see it. So once again, just pause it and read through it. So that is number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Make sure you guys definitely take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 7 fractional shares of the Mag 7. So pretty kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, I appreciate all of you watching.